Hi, I'm Ryan Herbst, Chief Strategist for UnifiedCommunications.com, and I'd like to welcome you to the Teams Device-A-Thon 2019, where we will showcase 60 of the most innovative devices for Teams in 60 minutes. I'm so pleased to be joined by Ilya Bukshteyn, Partner Director for Microsoft Teams devices. Ilya, thanks for being a part of the Device-A-Thon.
Ryan, thanks so much for having me here, and thanks so much for doing this Device-A-Thon for our customers.
Absolutely. So Ilya, before we dive in, we'd love to hear about Microsoft's vision for Teams devices.
Sure. Definitely thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to everyone about what we're doing in the devices space. I'll actually start by popping up a level and talking about our vision for Microsoft Teams. Microsoft Teams is a new kind of hub for communications, collaboration, and teamwork in Office 365. Our goal with Microsoft Teams is really to transform the workplace, to move from people working in silos with information in email and locally stored documents to people naturally working together in an open, transparent, and fluid way. With the incredible momentum we've seen with Microsoft Teams, where it's the fastest growing business application in Microsoft history, we're really seeing this new way of working together resonate, and we're seeing people working more productively, more openly, everywhere they go. Now with devices, our goal is to amplify that. It's to have devices that help people work with Microsoft Teams, deliver that consistent Teams experience everywhere, from the personal space to the meeting room, and then to all those shared spaces in between. And so in the last year, we've seen huge progress with our partners in devices. We've gone from having one partner in the meeting room space to having 6 partners delivering tens of systems like the 60 you're going to cover. We've now seen the introduction of desk and conference room phones that actually run Teams. And this is a huge change for us. No longer are phones a second-class citizen where a vendor has to do their own user experience and some kind of protocol interop. These new phones are first-class citizens actually running a version of Teams, being updated by us to keep up with all of the broader Teams innovation. And then in peripherals, we've now seen the introduction of certified for Microsoft Teams peripherals, building on the success we've had with the massive certified for Skype for Business ecosystem, where our partners are actually going to ship 10 million certified for SMB devices this year. We're going to build on that certification, which was all about audio and video quality, and we're going to work together to deliver a new generation of peripherals that integrate directly into Teams. So you'll be able to have a speaker puck that notifies you when a Teams meeting is about to start, and you can join that meeting with one touch. You'll be able to have a speaker puck or a headset where with a touch of a button, you'll have Teams listening to you and able to do voice skills and commands while letting you stay in the flow of what you were working on. So we're very excited about all of the innovation that's here now with our 6 room system partners, coming shortly with the certified for Teams devices. And then we're equally as excited, if not more so, about the roadmap over the next year. So I'll tell you about just a few of the things that we're working on before you dive into your 60 devices Device-A-Thon. First of all, I'll start in the meeting room. Our goal with our Microsoft Teams room systems has always been to deliver that consistent Teams experience, but leveraging the PC ecosystem of hardware to have solutions that span from the smallest phone room to the most complicated and complex boardroom. And we're living this vision of Microsoft. We have over 4,000 rooms at Microsoft, every single meeting room in our corporate campus now running Microsoft Teams room systems. And our goal is to get to 5,500 rooms over the next 12 months and 7,500 over the next 18 months. These rooms span from the kind of team room that I'm in now all the way up to our CEO boardroom, which has been running one of our room systems for the last year. So together with our partners, we're working really hard to make sure that there are innovative hardware designs and solutions that build on the success we've had. So not just this great Lenovo Hub 500, but new systems that are modular, that support multiple consoles in a room, that support multiple cameras in a room, and even all-in-one systems for the smallest phone rooms. So again, over the next year, you're going to see a lot of new hardware iterations that scale every possible room configuration. We also know that meetings are becoming more and more sophisticated. The remote participant really should be able to feel like they're in the room. So we're working hard on a few features to make meetings more inclusive. We're going to be bringing the Microsoft Whiteboard, digital whiteboard application, into Microsoft Teams meetings. And with Microsoft Teams room systems, you'll not only be able to see that whiteboard in the front of room, but if you have an ink touch display, you'll actually be able to ink and touch on that whiteboard and have collaborative whiteboarding sessions. We also know a lot of rooms have standard analog whiteboards. So very shortly, we'll be announcing some really exciting solutions that let you bring those analog whiteboards in as content into Teams meetings. We also know that the screens you have in the meeting rooms, and actually the screens you have in shared spaces, in the hallways, team spaces, kitchens, those aren't utilized nearly enough. If your space is like ours, a lot of times they're a black screen with just an HDMI cable. We want to make every single one of those displays a Teams display and let you use that display to share knowledge, share content, including in meeting rooms when they're not in a meeting, be able to broadcast the information relevant to your team. So we'll be working on that as a capability within Teams and with our hardware partners. And then for personal spaces, we really want to provide a lot of choice and flexibility. Some people will love our certified for Microsoft Teams peripherals. Some will want a full phone with native Teams experience. And some will want that phone to be small, while others want it to be large, full-featured with video cameras. So we're going to be working with our partners to have infinite choice, as much choice in personal devices as we're going to see in room devices. That's just a little bit of what we're working on. We're going to have a lot of really exciting announcements at Enterprise Connect this year in March, and then later at Microsoft Ignite in November. So I look forward, Ryan, to seeing you at those events and hearing feedback from you on how your customers are doing with Microsoft Teams devices.
Wow. Thanks, Ilya. Teams really has such unbelievable momentum, and the story around devices just keeps getting better. You guys have been very much hard at work. It's impressive. Next, I'd like to introduce a few more members of the team before we dive into our first group of Teams devices.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carrie Dick. I'm the director of the User Adoption and Productivity Practice here at Unified Communications.
Hi, I'm Kevin Carswell. I'm a senior UC strategist here at Unified Communications.
Hi, everyone. I'm Joseph Living, part of the UC device engineering team here at Unified Communications. I just want to remind everyone about two things. First, there will be a Q&A at the end of the webinar. If you have a question, feel free to ask it at any time during the webinar. We may not have enough time to get to everyone's questions, but all questions will be answered and emailed back to everyone here along with the recording of this webinar. And secondly, we will email you a brief survey after the webinar is over. If you complete that survey, you will be entered to win one of 6 personal UC devices. So you don't want to miss out on that.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, really excited to start the Device-A-Thon with this new category of devices, mobile phone stations. So Plantronics is bringing to market this new category, and this allows a mobile-first user to automatically pair a Bluetooth device and use their Teams mobile client at their desk. So you walk right up to this thing, you place your phone down, iOS or Android phone, it automatically pairs, and you get to use the Teams client for audio, video, chat, and conferencing. There's a base model of this Alara that includes a dial pad, a speakerphone, and corded charging. And then there's going to be upgraded models that add wireless charging, a headset, or even a handset if you wanted it. This is a design for Teams device. It includes the new dedicated Teams button that when you press it, it doesn't only open and kind of launch the Teams app, but it also provides intelligent notifications and access to Cortana. Now we're going to move into our next category, which are Teams desk phones. Our first Teams desk phones are by Yealink, the T56A and the T58A. These phones are shipping now. They are and were the first phones certified by Microsoft as Teams desk phones. They run an Android-based experience with an actual Teams client that is updated and managed by Microsoft. There are two phones here. They both have 7-inch color touchscreens. T56A is designed for general knowledge workers. The T58A is a great executive phone. It adds Bluetooth and an adjustable viewing angle and an additional USB port. Like all of the phones running the native Teams experience, the T56A and T58A allow you to manage multiple calls and provide access to common telephony features like hold and transfer forward, voicemail, call history, simultaneous ring, call delegation, etc. And both these phones have headset support for USB headsets. Our next phones are by Crestron. I'm super excited. This Crestron is a new entrant into the desk phone space, and they have two phones, the P100T and the P110T. These phones will be shipping very soon, and they are part of Crestron's new Flex family of innovative UC devices that were designed for Teams. Both of these phones have 7-inch color touch displays. The 100T is designed for general knowledge workers. The 110T for executives. It has a few more bells and whistles like Bluetooth and an adjustable screen. Like all of the phones that run the native Teams experience, the 100T and the 110T allow you to search and call Teams users from your Teams contact list with a click of a button. They also allow simplified management of Teams conferences. You can moderate, gives you a simple ability to add, remove, mute, view contact details of participants. Both of these phones include USB headset support, and they can be managed either by the Teams device management portal in 365, or Crestron includes a free year of their XIO management with the purchase of the phone. Audio Codes is going to be shipping the Teams version of their 450 HD very soon. This is also Android based. All of the phones that I mentioned are, and they run the native Teams client. It's a 5-inch color touchscreen, very full-featured device designed to expand as additional features are added by Microsoft. Like all of the phones running this native Teams experience, the 450 allows you to see your calendar and join Teams meetings with the click of a button. You can even schedule a Teams meeting or RSVP for a meeting directly from the phone. Also has USB headset support. This can be managed through Teams device management in Office 365 or via Audio Code's phone manager platform. Moving on to our next group of products, Teams conference phones. We're going to start with the Trio 8500 and 8800. Polycom has been producing the Trio for a number of years now. It revolutionized the conference phone space. The Trio was built with an Android-based OS to begin with, and so it was very much prepared to be a Teams phone. Both 8500 and 8800 are very high quality speakerphones, and they both give you the ability to expand their pickup range by buying optional expansion mics. The conference phones have a very simple one-click join experience when joining a scheduled Teams meeting. You walk into the room, you're presented with a calendar, you hit one button to join your meeting. The 8500 is perfect for small to medium rooms, up to about a 14-foot pickup range, even larger if you add the expansion mics. The 8800 supports medium and large rooms. It has a 20-foot pickup range. It can grow even larger with expansion mics. Polycom even has a unique ability to pair multiple trios together in a large environment. These phones are also easily managed and provisioned via Teams device management in Office 365 or via Polycom's device management platform called PDMS. Yealink has a conference phone that is available now. It is Android-based and called the CP960. Has a 5-inch color touchscreen. It supports up to a 20-foot pickup range with optional both corded or wireless expansion mics. This runs, again, the native Teams client as all of the Teams conference and desk phones do, providing a very consistent user experience. If I use a Teams desk phone and I walk in and use one of these Teams conference phones, I see a very familiar experience. Similarly, if I use even the mobile client or a desktop client, these desk phones and conference phones will feel very familiar to me and not require any training. Teams conference phones work great both in traditional conference rooms. You also can use these as in an executive side table or huddle room. Simple provisioning is done via the team's device management portal or via Yealink's device management platform. And exciting, Crestron is also introducing a conference phone, the M100T. This is brand new. It's based on their popular Mercury platform. It is an Android-based conference phone, again, running the native Teams experience, and it's available now. It has a 7-inch touchscreen on the table, a 20-foot pickup range. You can expand this with expansion mics, and it can be provisioned either via Teams device management in 365 or using their XIO cloud platform.
Okay, let's talk about wireless headsets, starting with Bluetooth devices that pair with your PC or Mac, as well as your smartphone or tablet. Our first wireless device is Jabra's Evolve 65T, which was recently launched and is Microsoft's first UC-optimized in-ear true wireless earbuds. This is a great product for both calling and music. In addition to being ultra-portable, the 65T has up to 15 hours of talk time and comes with a storage case that also charges the headset. The device uses passive noise-canceling technology to reduce background noise. You also have the ability to press a button when you want to hear and be more connected to your surroundings, and the device will pass through versus filter background noise. The 65T has a range of 33 feet and up to 15 hours of talk time. The Plantronics Voyager 6200 is a Bluetooth neckband headset with earbuds designed for use in and out of the office. The wearing style has become very popular out of the office based on the flexibility it provides for calls, music, and the ability to drown out background noise. The 6200 uses both passive and active noise cancellation, along with some cool features like dynamic mute alert to let you know when you start talking but forgot to take yourself off of mute. Range on this device is up to 98 feet with a talk time of 9 hours. You can get this headset in either sand or black. Jabra's Evolve 75E is another great neckband headset designed for both calling and music. It includes a unique magnetic design that holds the earbuds in place when not in use. The 75E uses both active and passive noise cancellation to help you keep your focus and is ideal for use both in the office and on the go. These neckband products are really resonating with users as they work well at home, in the gym, at the office, or on a plane. It also has the listen in feature if you want to hear something around you, along with up to a 100-foot range and 13 hours of talk time. The Plantronics Voyager Focus is another very exciting product from Plantronics, which really lives up to its name. The headset includes active noise cancellation, making it ideal to use in open and home offices to help reduce interruption and stay focused. Like other products in this category, the Focus works both with Bluetooth-enabled smartphone, tablet, and PC and Mac. Like other products in the category, it's a stereo headset and is ideal for listening to music and for calls. It even includes smart sensor technology that can answer a call simply by placing the product on your head. It comes in 2 versions, both with and without desktop charging stand. It has a range of 150 feet and has up to 12 hours of talk time. The Jabra Evolve 75 is another great device in this category. It also includes active noise cancellation and is ideal for use in open and home office. Like other products in the category, the active noise cancellation technology can give you the added edge when you really need to focus. The Evolve 75 comes in 2 versions, both with and without desktop charging stand. It also includes the listen-in feature if you want to turn off the noise cancellation and hear the conversation with someone. The Evolve 75 has a 100-foot range and up to 18 hours of talk time. Our next device is the Plantronics Voyager 8200. It's a premium full-size over-the-ear headset that is ideal for the open office and on the plane. The 8200 has active noise cancellation, great stereo sound, and an open mic function if you want to hear those around you without removing the headset. The boomless microphones in this headset are remarkably good at canceling background noise. The 8200 has a range of 98 feet and a talk time of 20 hours. Our next device is a Sennheiser MB660. It's also a premium, full-size, over-the-ear headset and is ideal for music, calls, on the plane, or simply to reduce background noise when you need to concentrate. The talk-through feature of this device opens the mic when you want to hear what's going on around you. The call control is done via a touchpad using taps and gestures. Range on the MB660 is up to 82 feet with a talk time of up to 30 hours. Our next few products are perfect for road warriors that want a discrete single-ear device. Let's start with the Voyager 5200 UC from Plantronics. This device is ultra portable, weighs a mere 20 grams, and is very advanced technology to cancel wind and background noise when you are on the go. Smart sensors detect when the device is being worn and only pass through audio to the device when it's being worn. The device also includes the dynamic mute function that will let you know when you start talking but forget to unmute. We've all been there. The 5200's unique case doubles as a desktop charging stand when you're at your desk and also charges the device when you're on the go. The 5200 has a range of up to 98 feet and talk time of up to 7 hours. Another great product in this category is the Sennheiser Presence UC. The product also has very strong anti-wind and noise cancellation technology and a unique sliding boom technology that allows you to easily turn on the device and off and answer and end calls. Like other products in this category, Presence UC is small, discreet, and perfect for someone that is constantly on the go. The device supports a variety of wearing styles from in the ear to over the ear with a padded ear loop. You can even purchase an optional headband. Range on the Presence UC is about 82 feet with talk time up to 10 hours. The last of the ultra portable devices for those on the go is the Stealth UC from Jabra. As its name indicates, the Stealth is ultra small, lightweight device weighing less than 8 grams. Stealth has up to 6 hours of talk time and a range of 98 feet. Next up are Sennheiser's MP Pro 1 and 2. Pro 1 is a single-ear device and Pro 2 is a two-ear device. These are headband-style devices that include desktop charging stands and are ideal for around the office as well as on the go. Like all the Bluetooth products we have discussed, you can use the MP Pro 1 or 2 with your PC or Mac and also pair it with your Bluetooth-enabled smartphone or tablet. MP Pro is a high-quality, comfortable device with a range of up to 82 feet and 15 hours of talk time designed for everyday use. Next up is the Plantronics 4200 series. 4210 is a single-ear headset and the 4200 is a two-ear. The 4200 series is both high quality and reasonably priced, ideal where you are looking for a full-featured Bluetooth device, but you don't need advanced features like active noise cancellation. The 4200 series has a range of up to 98 feet and talk time of 13 hours and a built-in call indicator light. Jabra's Motion Office is designed to provide the best of both worlds. A lightweight Bluetooth headset while on the go or paired with a powerful touch-enabled base providing connectivity to both a PC and a desk phone. The unique flip boom allows you to turn the headset on and off simply by folding and unfolding the boom. Using the touchscreen on the base, you can easily toggle between devices and calls. Our last group of devices are designed to use in the office or at home. They use DEC technology between the headset and the base, allowing for significantly longer range than Bluetooth. They also provide a Bluetooth connection in the base that pairs with your smartphone and connectivity to your desk phone. These three-way devices are ideal for those wanting to use the headset with a smartphone, PC, and desk phone. They can be very helpful if you are in the process of transitioning to Teams Voice but are not there yet, as a single headset can connect to Teams or your PC, your smartphone, and a non-Teams desk phone. The first of the three-way DEC Bluetooth products is Plantronics Savvy 8210 and 8220. The 8210 is a single ear device and the 8220 covers both ears. The 8220 includes active noise canceling technology, making it ideal for open and home office use. Plantronics introduced a feature called Close Conversation, limiting in the 8200 series to ensure nearby talkers are not heard through the microphone and transmitted to the far side. The 8200 series is designed for all-day use and provides a talk time of up to 13 hours and a line of sight range of up to 580 feet with a typical office range of 180 feet. Sennheiser recently introduced new three-way DEC Bluetooth devices, the SDW5016. Like other products in this category, SDW5016 connects to the PC, desk phone, and smartphone or tablet. It comes with multiple wearing styles, including over the head, over the ear, behind the neck. You can even personalize the headset with a unique nameplate on the headset. SDW also has advanced noise cancellation and a line of sight range of 590 feet. Typical range in the office building is around 180 feet. Jabra's Engage 75 headset is a premium three-way device that was also recently introduced. There's a single ear, two ear, and a convertible option for the Engage 75. The convertible includes over the ear, over the head, and behind the neck wearing styles. The base of the Engage 75 is touchscreen, allowing you to simply toggle between devices. The Engage 75 has advanced noise cancellation, talk time of 9 to 13 hours depending on model, and range of up to 590 feet. Jabra is also using some advanced functionality to increase the number of DEC devices that can be placed in close proximity to each other. You can even set your design sound level, and the device will automatically adjust inbound call levels. Our last wireless headset is designed for PC use only. Logitech's 820E mono and stereo are value-priced devices that could be a good fit if you are looking for a long-range DECT headset for PCs or Mac only and don't need the Bluetooth technology or desk phone connectivity.
Okay, so let's dig into wired headsets. This is my favorite category because it's where we normally satisfy about 80% of end users. In fact, I often recommend devices from this category as daily drivers, because that's where the majority of the rubber meets the road in our customers. So oftentimes IT will fund a wired headset for users and as part of a conferencing or a voice deployment, and then allow users to buy up to a more premium device with funds from their own cost center, for example. So let's take a look. The Plantronics Blackwire 3215, 3225, these devices would be in the entry-level daily driver category. They do come with the USB-C variant, which is great for Ultrabook and Mac users. Next, we have the Evolve 30, also a great entry-level daily driver headset, also available in a USB-C variant. Sennheiser, also in the same entry-level category with the Sennheiser SC3060ML. So some great starter options here for your Teams project to get users up and running with a quality device. Now let's move to mid-grade devices. Many customers do use this level as a daily driver device as well, because they're a bit more rugged and designed for multiple years of day-to-day use. I do notice that users who receive mid-grade devices are often quite happy using them and don't frequently go looking for another device or a buy-up unless they need a wireless option. The Blackwire 5200 series, for example, is a great device for users who desire both a USB-C and a 3.5 millimeter connection to use with a phone or a tablet. The Evolve 40 provides that same functionality, again with a USB-C variant available, as well as the 3.5 millimeter connection. Sennheiser SC45 and 75, another solid mid-grade option in this category. All right, now let's talk about speakerphones. As someone in a home office who likes to get up and walk around my little office, this category is where I get my daily driver. Let's start off with the Callisto 3200. This is a new product. It's USB only. It's rather inexpensive and pops nicely in a backpack for travel. Just a great all-around daily driver speakerphone. Next, the Callisto 5200. Same form factor you'll notice as the 3200, but it adds a 3.5 millimeter cable so you can plug it into a tablet or a mobile device. Sennheiser has a solid speakerphone in this category also, the SP20ML. This device has both a USB and a 3.5 millimeter connection. Then we have the Jabra Speak 510. This one's been around for a while. It has both USB and Bluetooth connectivity. It's a good solution for folks who prefer a Bluetooth option for connectivity in addition to USB. The dongle tucks nicely into the bottom of the device for safekeeping. The Jabra Speak 710. This device has Bluetooth, and you can pair two devices together for stereo sound. It has a built-in kickstand, so you can prop it up for a better listening angle. The 710 also has a larger pickup range than some of the others in this category, making it great for a small conference or huddle space, as well as a personal speakerphone. Next, we have the Callisto 7200. This device has USB connectivity, but adds Bluetooth. Like the Speak 710, this device could be used in a small conference or huddle space as well. The sound quality is really great, and the tactile controls are very responsive. Now let's hand it over to Ryan to talk about what's new in Microsoft Teams rooms.
So we're going to dive into a few Rockstar MTR bundles. MTR stands for Microsoft Teams Rooms. These were formerly the Skype room systems. They're quickly becoming the standard for a next generation conference room. MTRs provide a very simple click-to-join user experience that can be deployed in all room types. These range from something you could put into an executive office or huddle room to all sizes of conference rooms, and even in more complex environments like a multi-purpose room, a boardroom, or an auditorium. Let's start with a few MTR options for huddle and small spaces. So first up is the Polycom HP MTR. This is based on the Studio and the HP Elite Slice 2. MTR system. So this includes the audio-ready version of the Elite Slice 2. The compute in this is very small form factor. It can be mounted under or inside a table, leaving only the 12-inch center of room touch control on the top of the table. And this touch control can be moved slightly from one position to the other if somebody doesn't want to always sit and moderate in the same place. Polycom has created a very exciting product with Studio. It is a front of room soundbar with camera and microphone, further eliminating things on the table. The camera has a 120-degree field of view and a 5x zoom, making it ideal for huddle and small rooms. And it has several exciting features, including auto framing, and first in its category to have an ability to also do actual tracking, eliminating the need for a remote control. So both framing or tracking of participants inside Studio. Polycom has also incorporated their noise block and acoustic fence technology in Studio that can be used to filter out things like distracting noises from HVAC or people shuffling paper at the table. Acoustic fence creates a virtual audio fence around the room, and it would eliminate sounds that the outside world would not want. So if you place this thing, for example, in an open area, the acoustic fence would transmit folks who are inside that room system within range of this microphone. Folks that were outside of it, their audio would be blocked from being transmitted to the far side. So it's ideal if you wanted to place the MTR in an open collaboration area, for example, that didn't have four walls. Next up is the Logitech Tap with Meetup. Tap was just announced at ISE last month, and it'll be shipping in the next few months. It's part of a next generation of MTR hardware that's providing additional flexibility as it's moving compute off of the table and allowing it to live behind a display. Tap has a low-profile 10-inch screen, and it's paired in this configuration with Logitech's Meetup, which is an all-in-one speaker, mic, and camera with a 120-degree field of view and a 5x zoom. Tap only needs a single USB cable between the table and the display. And Meetup includes Logitech's right sight functionality, which can automatically frame participants in the room. Next up is Crestron's M150T. This is part of Crestron's Flex family of UC devices. Crestron has designed an entire lineup of next generation MTRs that are shipping now. All of their systems allow for the compute to be placed conveniently behind a display. The M150T places a 7-inch touchscreen and a high-quality speakerphone on the table. It uses Hudley's IQ camera in the front of the room that has auto framing and a 120-degree field of view. All Crestron MTRs provide the unique ability to toggle away from the Microsoft MTR room system experience into a Crestron control interface if you wanted to interface with things like lights and shades or extend beyond what MTR can integrate with directly. And Crestron's MTR can be managed by the XIO cloud provisioning platform today. Next up is Lenovo's ThinkSmart Hub 500 paired with a Logitech Brio. This is a very inexpensive sub $2,000 type of configuration, and it includes Lenovo's all-in-one MTR unit that has compute and a touchscreen and a speakerphone in a single unit. The Hub 500 has an 11.6-inch touch display that can rotate 360 degrees. It's ideal in an environment where you want to set something on the table and just lock it down. Brio is a very small form factor, high quality webcam with a 90-degree field of view. Next up is a new MTR coming from Yealink. Yealink, who also makes IP phones for Microsoft Teams. This is the MBC 500. This was announced at Ignite last year and should be shipping very soon. It includes a small form factor compute that can be placed behind a display or inside a table. The touch panel is 7 inches, making it really ideal for a small area where desktop real estate is at a premium. MBC 500 uses wireless microphones that sit in a charging cradle, and also has a sound bar. You pull those mics out and place them around the table during the call. It has a 5x optical zoom camera that you would place front of room. Let's shift gears to some MTRs for larger rooms, and we're going to start with Logitech's Tap paired with Rally or Rally Plus. So this replaces the Meetup camera with Tap that we showed earlier with Rally or Rally Plus, which grow to much larger rooms. Rally is a very flexible audio platform It includes a 15x zoom camera front of room and either 1 or 2 speakers and between 1 and 7 microphones that would go on the table. In addition to high quality audio and video, Rally has display and table hubs, which are connected via a single Cat6 cable, and they allow you to simplify the cabling story between the table and the wall. So your microphones that connect to the table hub, and your camera and audio connects to the display hub, but it also can pass through 2 HDMI connections. So for example, if you're using one of the MTRs that has compute on the table, both of your display outputs, either for a single or a dual display room, can pass through the Rally's hubs over that single Cat6. Or if you're using one of the newer MTRs where the compute is behind the display, you can use the HDMI pass-through to place a hardwired HDMI plug-in ingest cable at the table and have that ride over that single Cat6 cable as well. Lastly, Rally's camera is getting the right sight technology soon, which will auto-frame participants. Next up is Crestron's B160T, which is a brand new member of the Flex family and has just started to ship. It reduces clutter on the table through the use of an integrated soundbar with speakers. It has beam-forming microphones that can pick up a fairly large room, pick up to about 23 feet from the wall, and it uses the built-in Hudley IQ cameras integrated into that soundbar experience. The bar sits below a display generally and would connect to the compute that sits behind the display. B160 uses Crestron's industry standard TSW touch panels, so it ships with a 10-inch touch panel. And unique to the B160, that TSW can connect back to its compute over the network, making cabling very simple. Like the M150T, the B160T has that unique ability to toggle away from the MTR interface into a Crestron control user interface if you wish to go further from an integration perspective. Next up is the Elite Slice 2 with the Rally and Rally Plus. So now we're kind of getting to some combinations of devices that we've already talked about, but in different combinations. So the HP Elite Slice 2 MTR, we talked about its simple ability to hide it on the table. And we talked about Rally as a platform that you can use for some pretty large rooms. So as you're beginning to see kind of the extensive range of MTR options, they really give us this ability to select the core room system and compute that's going to make the most sense for us in a particular environment and pair it with the audio and video options that are right-sized for it. Next up is a Polycom MTR that uses the HP Elite Slice, the MSR camera, and the Trio 8800. When configured as an MTR, the Trio becomes a very high-quality, large-scale USB device, fully integrated with MTR. So we place this Trio 8800 into a USB profile. And when we do that, it becomes a companion device for the MTR. The display on the Trio doesn't have a dial pad. It has a companion interface designed specifically to work with the MTR. So it shows answer and end controls and volume up and down. MSR is a very high quality camera with a 12x zoom. And you can even add expansion mics to the Trio to place it in extra large environments. Next is the Lenovo ThinkSmart Hub 500 MTR with Rally and Rally Plus. This Lenovo package is for use in larger rooms. We talked about Rally's ability, and in this instance, we would be using Rally instead of the built-in audio on the ThinkSmart Hub 500. Configured this way, the Hub 500 scales up to some very large environments. Our next MTR is the Yealink MVC800. This is a large room version of an MTR coming from Yealink. We're expecting to see this in the market very soon. The MVC800 uses 4 beamforming arrays to be able to provide audio pickup in a large room. It has a 12x optical zoom camera that sits front of room, attached to a Nook and a soundbar. And super excited to see this coming to market. Our last MTR is the Crestron C160T. The sky is really the limit with the C160T in terms of room size. It's designed for custom integration and includes Crestron's compute module, which can sit behind a display or in a credenza or under the table. It also includes the 10-inch TSW panel, which we talked about being able to connect over the network back to the compute. You can add a second TSW panel to the C160T. That could be on the wall or it could be placed at the opposite end of the table. This package is designed to allow an integrator to pair a camera and audio system of their choice. Most likely in this configuration, you would have an audio system attached to a DSP with USB audio outputs connected to the MTR compute. The C160 can easily scale for use in a multi-purpose room or a boardroom or an auditorium or other large spaces, or simply anywhere that you want to provide your own audio and video solution. Let's move on to our next group of devices, Surface Hub 2, starting with the Hub 2S. We could not be more excited about Surface Hub 2 coming to the market soon. Hub 2 is going to allow you to turn any space into a teamwork space and build upon the amazing success of the original Surface Hub. Hub 2 is coming in Q2 of this year. It runs the same operating system as the original Surface Hub, but using entirely new hardware. Hub 2S is slimmer, sleeker. It has improved cameras and speakers and mics. It has 4K resolution. The Hub 2S hardware will be upgradable via an upgrade cartridge to the 2X, which we'll talk about next. And 2X is going to be shipping next year in 2020. Now on to Hub 2X. Hub 2X is going to run an entirely new cloud-powered operating system. It's going to take the net new hardware that's coming with 2S and expand that with an ability to tile multiple screens, to rotate from landscape to portrait, and some never-before-seen functionality like the ability for multiple users to log into the device at the same time concurrently. In addition to Surface Hub 2, Microsoft recently launched another category of interactive devices called Windows Collaboration Displays, or WCD. Unlike Hub 2, which has its own compute and operating system and is a full experience, it runs applications, WCD is a touch display that is optimized for Windows 10, does not have its own compute. And you could use it in a couple of different ways. The first is in a BYOD scenario, where a user would come in with a laptop and connect to the WCD, ideally through a USB-C. If they have USB-C, it's a single connection, and the WCD would pass its display and touch and camera and microphones all over to that user's device. It'll even charge their device if they're using USB-C. And at that point, they could use Microsoft's whiteboard experience or start and share a meeting. It's all being controlled by the device they bring in the room. You can also attach a WCD to a room PC. But even more exciting is you're soon going to be able to connect a WCD directly to a Microsoft Teams room and incorporate the Microsoft whiteboard, which would be running from the MTR's compute. So this is super exciting. You can imagine a scenario where you have a non-touch display front of room, and on the side of room, you have a WCD connected to the MTR running this Windows whiteboard experience. So we could have a meeting that could involve multiple MTRs, some folks that are connected from a desktop experience, others on Surface Hub 2S or 2X in the future, all collaborating with Microsoft Whiteboard in a scenario where that whiteboard kind of lives in 365 and can be shared and accessed in the future. WCDs also include a built-in IoT sensor that can be integrated into Azure Digital Twins or into other platforms. And it really begins to give you some new ability to optimize your meeting space. Our first WCD manufacturer is Sharp. So Sharp is launching a WCD that is 70 inches, has a 4K screen with a 30-point capacitive touch display. Sharp WCD is slated to begin shipping very soon. And next is the Avacor W6555. It is a 65-inch display with 20 points of touch. And again, all WCDs include IoT sensors, built-in audio and video, and are designed to work with Microsoft Whiteboard. I'll now pass the baton to Joseph to take you through our next group of Teams devices.
Thanks, Ryan, and hello, everyone. The first USB group audio-video device I'll be covering is the Logitech Meetup. This is an all-in-one device geared toward huddle spaces and small meeting rooms. It features Logitech's RightSense technology, which consists of Right Sight auto-framing participants in the room, Right Light, which optimizes light balance and saturation, and Right Sound, which provides noise reduction, echo cancellation, and auto-leveling of voices. It also has a wide angle lens with a 120-degree field of view to be able to capture participants in smaller areas where they would normally be out of shot. Next, we have the Studio from Polycom. Just like the Meetup, this is a device designed for huddle spaces and small meeting areas. It provides auto framing, noise suppression, and optimized video for your room, but adds a few additional features. On the video side, you are able to utilize active speaker tracking for situations where you would like to key in on who's speaking rather than the entire room. As far as audio, you move to a 6-element mic array with a pickup of 12 feet and the addition of Polycom acoustic fence technology that Ryan spoke to earlier. Lastly, this device can be added to the network via Wi-Fi for remote manageability via Polycom's Real Presence Resource Manager, Device Management Service, or the Polycom Companion app. Now, moving into our medium to large spaces, we have the Logitech Rally and Rally Plus. These devices feature the same RightSense technology as the Meetup, except for the auto framing, which is coming soon. They also take a couple of the features a step further to better compensate for the needs of a larger meeting area. First, it adds wide dynamic range to right light, enabling it to adjust for backlighting and glare without darkening the overall video capture. Secondly, it builds a digital mic matrix for right sound. The microphones each have a 15-foot pickup radius featuring voice activity detection to aim at the active talker. Up to 7 microphones can be in a single system, allowing for use in large meeting areas. Lastly, in our USB devices for groups are the Polycom Trio 8500 and 8800. These are IP devices with the ability to also be used as USB speakerphones. They feature the noise suppression and full duplex audio you find in studio, but with mic pickup and audio projection coming from the table rather than front of room. The 8500 provides a pickup radius of 14 feet and is recommended for meeting rooms, while the 8800 expands that to 20 feet and is recommended for larger ones. Each of these microphones allow for expansion of mic pods. Next up, I'll take you all through a couple options for ceiling array microphones. These would be ideal for your executive spaces, training/multi-purpose areas, or any other meeting area where table mics are either not wanted or just not feasible to be used. The first one is from Shure, called the MXA910. It is a steerable array consisting of 8 individual lobes, meaning I can set it up in different pickup patterns based on where people will be seated. All of the configurations can be saved and recalled as presets, which make it great for use in rooms where we have multiple desk layouts depending on the meeting type. Meeting 1 is more of a standard conference room setup, while meeting 2 being a training room style. I will be able to recall these presets to rearrange my pickup lobes to accommodate for where people are. The mic supports both Dante and AES-67 audio over IP protocols, and a single microphone is rated for a space of about 20 by 20. The second array is the Team Connect Ceiling 2 from Sennheiser. It is also a beamforming array, but rather than having to select how it should be aimed, it happens automatically within the mic's DSP. This array is made up of 28 condenser mics and has support for both Dante as well as features a standard analog audio output for using with your traditional conferencing codecs. A single mic array is capable of supporting a room of roughly 25 by 25. Both these microphones can be installed either in a drop tile, mounted directly to ceiling, or from a wire suspension. The MXA910 is available now, while the Team Connect 2 is expected to come sometime next month. If you would like to use either of these arrays with one of the MTR systems we've covered during this webinar, you would simply need a DSP with USB interface, like the Tessera Forte from Biamp. Now, I'll send you back over to Ryan to talk about Teams device management.
Well, we've made it through 59 devices, and our 60th device is not actually a device, but rather the Teams device management platform, which recently launched in Office 365. So Teams device management is currently available for Teams phones. It'll be coming soon for Microsoft Teams Rooms, the MTRs. Device management brings a new level of simplicity to provisioning and managing devices. Today, I can log into device management. I can see my Teams IP phones. I can create configuration templates. I can pull logs. I can reboot a phone. I can configure network settings. I can set whether I have a lock screen or not, and perform many other tasks which historically would not have been that easy. Teams device management will allow me to auto-enroll devices without user intervention. I can see devices. I'm going to be able to enforce policies, upgrade firmware and applications, manage configurations, and troubleshoot pull logs, etc. Again, not just across IP phones, but into MTR, Teams room devices, and hopefully beyond in the future. Again, device management is included on Office 365. Just make sure that you are using the new Microsoft Meeting Room license for your MTRs to ensure that they're ready for device management as soon as it is released to support them. Well, we did it. We covered 60 of the most innovative Teams devices in 60 minutes and appreciate you staying along for the ride. We appreciate our special guest, Ilya Bukshteyn, with the product group who joined. And now let's move into question and answer. Feel free to post a question via IM. We're going to try to get as many of your questions answered with our time left, but if we don't get to yours, we'll make sure that we send you a follow-up afterwards.
All right. We have a ton of great questions loaded up here and ready to take. We may not be able to get to them all, but if we don't, we'll reach out to you afterwards with answers to the questions that we don't get to. Let's dig in. First question here is, I have a busy light for Skype. How do I get it to work with Teams? Also, what is the best way to share content wirelessly in a Microsoft Teams room?
Great. Great questions. Yeah, we know that busy lights are very popular ways to broadcast your presence and reduce interruptions, and have been a very popular concept with Skype for Business. I am pleased to say that Teams support for Busy Light is coming very soon. In fact, if anyone's going to be an Enterprise Connect next week, we'd encourage you to drop by the Plenum Busy Light's booth, and I think you can see a preview of that. You'll also likely see a beta for support for Teams with Busy Light posted very soon. This is a great question around sharing content wirelessly. And if we think just kind of historically, wireless presentation in the meeting room is one of those challenges that have not been very easy to solve. From a Teams perspective, really looking at the service as the right way to share content in the room. And so there's a couple of things that you can do today. And I can walk into a room with companion devices like my laptop or my smartphone. And when in a room when I'm in the MTR room that is joined to a Teams meeting, I can join from those devices, and it will know that I'm in a room with the MTR. It's going to automatically mute my audio, but it allows me to share content through the service wirelessly, very fast. So that's really the primary way that we would recommend sharing wirelessly, is leveraging the Teams service as the vehicle to do it. There's also a Teams kind of casting function that will be coming soon. And so in that same type of capability, I'll be able to walk into the room and not necessarily joining a meeting with remote attendees, but I could leverage the Teams service to put something as simple as a PowerPoint that's on my laptop up on the screen.
Next question is, our company has several hundred Cisco endpoints today for video conferencing. How do I get those into a Teams meeting?
Another great question. So one, we would definitely suggest, in terms of developing a go-forward strategy, for Teams, that you look at native devices in terms of what you would do for a net new room. Yeah, understanding that you have a significant investment in Cisco, and particularly if those are recent devices, you can absolutely leverage cloud video interoperability. So these are services that were co-engineered directly by Microsoft. So Polycom's Real Connect for 365. An example, that service would allow you to join Teams meetings from those Cisco devices. It can even be configured where you get calendar on the Cisco and the click to join experience. And you would land inside a Teams meeting with audio and video and content sharing working bidirectionally, and not have to buy a bunch of infrastructure. That is managed by Polycom, and it's something that would give everyone in the organization not just an ability for those Cisco endpoints to join, but even external third parties that may be using a non-Teams legacy device.
Similar vein. Someone is asking, how do I join a WebEx meeting from my Microsoft Teams room?
Yeah, so the process right now would be to walk into that room with a couple. So you would dial in from the MTR's console for an audio experience, and you would plug in your laptop and share your screen. So you would have an audio experience, kind of leveraging the room's audio system, and the content for that meeting would be shared as well directly into via the content ingest cable in the room. And that really goes for not just WebEx, but I guess if any type of non-Teams, non-Skype meeting, is supported in the room. You walk in and you dial in for the audio experience, and you share your screen for content sharing. I know that Microsoft is actively looking at ways to try to provide additional options when you have to join third-party services, but I'd say the best practice today is what I just described. That's what, and likely that's what you're doing today. I think outside of MTR, it's whatever. If you have a prioritized service like Teams, there isn't just some simple ubiquitous way to join any third-party service and have a great experience. Particularly with these PC-based services that who knows what the user is being invited to.
When can we expect to see the whiteboard available in Teams?
I don't have an exact date. I do know that it's deployed inside kind of internal Microsoft rings, and so it is coming soon. That's my understanding, but yeah, don't have an exact date. And so coming soon first to the Teams client, and then shortly after that you will see it show up in the MTRs, where the MTRs are able to view content that is they're able to view that whiteboard when it's being presented. And then afterward, as Ilya described and I shared earlier, this ability to not just view, but actually participate and mark up and annotate in a full-fledged Microsoft whiteboard, Teams whiteboard session with a touch display sitting in a room with our MTR, leveraging the compute of the MTR.
All right, next, another great question. Will devices currently used for Skype work for Teams only users?
So USB devices that are certified for Skype, work in Teams. IP phones that are certified for Skype, meaning the third-party, the 3-pip or third-party IP phones like Polycom VVX and Yealink and AudioCodes and others that were certified for use with Skype for Business, work through a cloud gateway service that Microsoft provides, and so they are not going to deliver the premium native Teams experience that was described earlier, but they are supported in Teams.
All right, another question here about Crestron. Can the Crestron phones control any other Crestron devices?
So the phone itself wouldn't control other devices, but the Crestron MTR systems do have the unique ability to toggle away from the primary MTR interface to a Crestron control interface. So yeah, if you have existing control in the room, that touch panel or multiple touch panels, some of the Crestron MTR support multiple touch panels, can both moderate an MTR call, or you can toggle to a Crestron control interface that would give you an ability to do further integration.
Will Polycom be making native Teams desk phones?
I think that answer is yes, and I would expect that you would hear about them very, very soon.
All right, looks like
and I want to make sure that everybody understands, if they bought something like if they own a Polycom Trio, that's natively upgradable to Teams. I think the final certification is still in process, but you can have great confidence that Trio phone will run the native Teams experience.
Awesome. All right, we're bumping up against the top of the hour. Looks like that's all we're going to get to on the webinar today. We will follow up with questions via email if you had put a question in, we didn't get to it. Thanks everybody for joining our Teams Device-A-Thon. We'll be following up with the recording shortly in case you'd like to share it with your teammates. If you'd like more information on any of the products we covered today, or like help with your Teams devices strategy, please reach out to us at unifiedcommunications.com. Have a great day.